For more than 2,000 years, one story has refused to disappear. A powerful empire, rich in knowledge and wealth, that vanished in a single day and night beneath the ocean waves. Atlantis. Was it a myth, an allegory, or the greatest forgotten history of humankind? In this series, we will journey across ancient ruins, sunken cities, and mysterious landscapes, from Plato's writings to Antarctica's frozen secrets. We will follow the clues left behind by archaeology, mythology, and science to uncover the hidden truth. Join us as we explore Atlantis, myth or forgotten history. For more than 2,000 years, the story of Atlantis has refused to fade away. Plato, the Greek philosopher, was the first to write about it around 360 BC. He described Atlantis as a mighty island empire that existed 9,000 years before his time, a land of incredible wealth, knowledge, and power. According to Plato, Atlantis was larger than Libya and Asia combined, blessed with fertile plains, magnificent temples, and a navy that ruled the seas. But then disaster. In a single day and night, Atlantis sank into the ocean, swallowed by the waves, leaving nothing but legend. Was Plato recounting a real history? Or was it only an allegory, a moral tale about human pride and downfall? Generations of explorers, historians, and dreamers have chased this question. From Renaissance scholars to modern archaeologists, countless expeditions have set sail to find Atlantis. Some place it in the Mediterranean, others in the Caribbean, and some even under the ice of Antarctica. Why does this myth endure? Perhaps because it speaks to something deeper within us. The idea that once a greater civilization thrived and was lost. But if Atlantis truly existed, what evidence remains? And could it be that scientists today are closer than ever to solving the mystery? When Plato first spoke of Atlantis in his dialogues to Timaeus and Critias, he claimed he had not invented the story himself. Instead, he said it came from Solon, an earlier Greek statesman who had visited Egypt. Their priests supposedly told Solon about an advanced civilization destroyed by a great flood. Plato's account is strikingly detailed. He describes a capital city with concentric rings of land and water, advanced irrigation systems, and even laws governing its people. He wrote that Atlantis lay beyond the Pillars of Heracles, what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar, placing it in the Atlantic Ocean. Skeptics argue Plato created Atlantis as a warning against human arrogance, a fictional morality tale. Yet the level of detail in his writings troubles historians. Why describe exact measurements of canals, temples, and harbors if it was all fantasy? Why mention the island's military campaigns against ancient Athens, when no other myths do? Some researchers believe Plato mixed real historical events with imagination. They point to the eruption of the island of Thera, Santorini, around 1600 BCE, which destroyed the Minoan civilization. Could this catastrophe have inspired the Atlantis tale? But if Plato's Atlantis was entirely symbolic, why do so many geological and archaeological discoveries align with his descriptions? Could he have preserved fragments of real history? The Mediterranean has long been the favorite hunting ground for Atlantis. Santorini, with its cataclysmic eruption, is one of the strongest contenders. Its volcanic blast wiped out entire cities, buried them in ash, and left a shattered caldera that eerily resembles Plato's description of a sunken island. The Minoans, who thrived on Crete and nearby islands, were masters of seafaring trade and architecture. Their advanced plumbing, palaces, and art made them one of the most sophisticated cultures of the Bronze Age. Could the Minoans themselves have been Atlantis? Yet the Minoan timeline doesn't fully match Plato's. He wrote Atlantis was destroyed 9,000 years before his time, far earlier than the Minoans. Some scholars argue that Plato exaggerated or miscalculated dates. Others suggest that he recorded echoes of even older civilizations now lost to history. Other candidates include the lost city of Tartessos in southern Spain and Malta, with its mysterious megalithic temples older than the pyramids. Each site offers clues, but none fully matches Plato's vivid description. So, if Atlantis wasn't in the Mediterranean, where else could it have been? The Atlantic itself? The Caribbean? Or even beneath ice sheets? When Columbus sailed west, some believe he might stumble upon Atlantis itself. Later explorers speculated that the Caribbean islands, with their lush landscapes and sunken ruins, could hide remnants of Plato's empire. Cuba, The Bahamas and Bimini in particular have sparked attention. Off the coast of Bimini, divers discovered strange underwater stone formations known as the Bimini Road. Some believe this is the remains of ancient walls or harbors. Skeptics say it's just natural rock. Meanwhile, in South America, the vast ruins of ancient cultures such as the Maya and the Aztecs inspired theories that Atlantis survivors crossed the ocean and seeded new civilizations. Advanced calendars, pyramids, and astronomical knowledge seem to echo Plato's descriptions. But critics point out these cultures developed independently, with no clear connection to Atlantis. The New World theories remain tantalizing but unproven. Still, they remind us how the myth adapts to each age, inspiring explorers to project Atlantis onto frontiers of discovery. Yet modern technology may bring us closer to an answer than ever before. Sonar scans, satellite imaging, and underwater archaeology are revealing secrets the ocean has long concealed. In recent decades, scientists have turned to technology to search the seas. Off the coast of India, near Dwarka, researchers uncovered submerged ruins that could date back thousands of years. In the Mediterranean, advanced sonar revealed drowned cities off the coast of Egypt and Greece. These finds prove one thing: whole civilizations can vanish beneath the ocean, leaving only whispers. In 2001, off the coast of Cuba, explorers using deep-sea scanning equipment detected massive stone structures nearly 600 meters below the surface. The formations resembled pyramids and streets, an entire sunken city. Though still debated, some claim this could be the most convincing evidence yet of a lost civilization. But mysteries remain. If these ruins are real, who built them? And why do they echo so many features described by Plato? Science has shown us that catastrophic floods, earthquakes, and rising seas can erase entire cultures. Could Atlantis be one of them? Nearly every ancient culture tells of a great flood. The Bible speaks of Noah's Arkansas Mesopotamian legends tell of Utnapishtim in the Epic of Gilgamesh. In Hindu tradition, Manu survived a deluge with the help of a divine fish. Why do these stories appear everywhere, across continents and time? Could they all echo a real event? Perhaps the end of the last ice age, when rising seas swallowed coastlines around 10,000 years ago. This timing aligns strikingly with Plato's date for Atlantis. As glaciers melted, sea levels rose over 100 meters, drowning vast areas where ancient people may have lived. Cities along prehistoric coasts could now lie deep underwater. If so, Atlantis may not have been a single city, but a memory of many lost cultures erased by rising seas. Yet, why did Plato describe it as an empire of astonishing wealth and power? Could there have been one place that stood above the rest? Some of the most controversial theories place Atlantis far from Plato's world, beneath the frozen wastes of Antarctica. Supporters point to maps from the Renaissance, such as the Piri Reis map, which seem to show the Antarctic coastline without ice long before modern discovery. Could this mean that thousands of years ago, Antarctica was home to a thriving civilization? If so, when Earth's axis shifted and ice swallowed the continent, Atlantis might have been buried beneath miles of frozen desert. Skeptics dismiss this as pseudoscience, noting there is no solid evidence of ancient human settlement on Antarctica. But the idea continues to fascinate. After all, Antarctica's ice hides entire mountain ranges and lakes that have not seen the sun in millions of years. Could remnants of a forgotten city still lie trapped beneath? Even if unlikely, the Antarctica theory keeps alive the notion that Atlantis represents not just one place, but the possibility of civilizations far older than we currently imagine. From Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, the world's oldest known temple complex dating back 11,000 years, to the colossal stone structures of South America, archaeology has uncovered sites that challenge our timeline of civilization. Göbekli Tepe, with its massive carved pillars, predates Stonehenge by 6,000 years. Its sophistication suggests organized religion and society far earlier than once believed. Could this be the kind of advanced ancient culture Plato hinted at? In Peru, the fortress of Sacsayhuamán features stone blocks so massive and precisely cut that even modern engineers puzzle over their construction. Such sites fuel speculation that Atlantis may represent the memory of multiple advanced prehistoric cultures now forgotten. Though mainstream scholars caution against linking these ruins to Atlantis directly, the parallels remain intriguing. Ancient people clearly possess skills and knowledge we still underestimate. What if Atlantis was never meant to be found on a map? Some scholars argue Plato created Atlantis as an allegory for hubris, civilizations that rise too high only to fall by their own arrogance. In this sense, Atlantis could represent every empire that collapses, from Rome to our own modern world. Others suggest it's both, part real, part symbolic, a memory of lost cultures mixed with Plato's philosophical message. The enduring mystery, then, lies not only in geography, but in meaning. Atlantis challenges us to ask, how much knowledge have we already lost? How fragile is human progress? This interpretation explains why Atlantis resonates even today. It's not only about sunken ruins. It's about the dangers of forgetting history, of repeating mistakes, of assuming our world is unshakable. After centuries of searching, no single location is proven beyond doubt to be Atlantis. And yet, evidence of lost cities, drowned coastlines, and forgotten cultures continues to emerge. Science shows us that humanity's past is far older and more complex than once believed. Perhaps Atlantis was not one city, but a collective memory of entire worlds erased by catastrophe. Perhaps it was real and lies hidden beneath ocean waves or ice sheets. Or perhaps it was only a story, but one powerful enough to shape human imagination for millennia. The truth may never be fully known. But Atlantis endures because it embodies the greatest mystery of all, the possibility that we are not the first advanced civilization to walk this earth. And so we are left with a question. If Atlantis truly existed and was lost, what other civilizations might have vanished, waiting for us to rediscover them? The mystery of Atlantis is far from over. Each discovery opens another door, and every clue leads us deeper into the unknown. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. And stay with us, because the next episode will uncover even more secrets about the lost world of Atlantis. Click the next video, and let's continue the journey together.